Hello, welcome to Pajama Story Time. I'm Miss Joanne at the Metuchen Library. I'm here in my pajamas with my teddy, and I'm excited to share with you a very funny bedtime story. And I thank Miss Glynis for sharing this book with me. And I have my pillow, and I have my fuzzy blanket. So I'm all set for bedtime, and I hope you are too. My silly story for today is called "What?" cried Granny, an almost bedtime story. Now that perked my interest. An almost bedtime story? What does that mean? We have to read this and find out. This book is by Kate Lum and pictures by Adrian Johnson. This is a story about Patrick. He's getting ready to have his very first sleepover with his granny. What will Patrick do when he can't go to bed because something is missing? Big uh-oh. What will Granny do when she learns that what's missing is a bed? This Granny is full of surprises. Let's read. "What?" cried Granny. And let's see what those surprises are. And I'm wondering, have you ever had a sleepover at your granny's house? Yes? Or no? If you have had a sleepover at your granny's house, what things do you need to help you fall asleep when you go there? Let's see if any of those things are in this book that Patrick will need in order for him to sleep at his granny's. This book is published by Dial Books for young readers. What? cried Granny. An almost bedtime story. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Patrick who was having his first sleepover at his granny's house. As the sun began to set, Granny said, "Patrick, dear boy, it will be dark soon. Time to get ready for bed." "But Granny," said Patrick, "I don't have a bed here." "What?" cried Granny. She ran out to her yard where some tall trees were growing, and she chopped one down. She carried it to her workroom, opened her toolbox, and made Patrick a fine bed. Wow, that's some granny. Then she painted it a restful shade of blue, put a comfy red mattress on it, and took it to the bedroom. "There you are, dear boy," said Granny. "Now climb into bed, lay your head on the pillow, and sail off to dreamland." "But Granny," said Patrick. "Looks like a very nice bed to me. What do you think?" "I don't have a pillow here." "What?" cried Granny. She ran out to her hen house, woke up the chickens, and collected a big batch of feathers. What do you think she's going to do with all those feathers? Yeah, she's going to make a pillow. She took them to her sewing room, where she made a bag out of cloth. Then she stuffed it with the feathers, sewed it up neatly, and gave it to Patrick. "There you are, dear boy," said Granny. "Now climb into bed, lay your head on the pillow, tuck the blanket under your chin, and I'll kiss you good night." "But Granny," said Patrick, I don't have a blanket here. What? Cried Granny. She ran outside and headed for the hills, where a flock of fat sheep were snoozing. She sheared off some of their wool and ran right back home. She took the wool to her basement, spun it into yarn, knitted a fuzzy warm blanket, and dyed it the prettiest shade of twilight purple. When it was dry, she carried it upstairs and spread it on the bed. Now, dear boy, said Granny, climb into your bed, lay your head on the pillow, tuck the blanket under your chin, give your teddy bear a hug, and turn out the light. What do you think Patrick is going to say? But Granny, said Patrick, I don't have a teddy bear here. What? Cried Granny. She grabbed her emergency sewing kit, tore down the living room curtains, cut, sewed, stuffed, added button eyes and a red ribbon, and made a teddy bear for Patrick. Boy, that's a gigantic teddy bear, isn't it? How's that going to fit in Patrick's bed? Now, Patrick, cried Granny, climb into bed, lay your head on the pillow, tuck the blanket under your chin, give your teddy bear a hug, and go to sleep. But Granny, said Patrick. Gosh, what does Patrick need now? I thought he had everything. It's morning, Patrick said. What? Cried Granny. The end. So what were some of the things that Patrick needed for his sleepover with his granny? Let's see if we can name them all. What did he need first? The bed, right. What did he need second? A pillow. And what did he need third? A blanket, right. And then he needed a teddy bear. And then it was morning. So did he get a chance to sleep at his granny's after all? No, he did not. But he's all set for the next night, isn't he? Okay. A craft suggestion that I have for you today is to make something special for your granny. Whether or not you've had a sleepover with your granny, or if you have a special auntie, or even your mom or someone in your house that you'd like to make a special gift for. This is a heart. I used a pipe cleaner and I bent it into the shape of a heart, and in these holes through the buttons I just pushed the pipe cleaner through those holes. You can also use beads if you have beads at home, Cheerios, anything that is, you know, has that hole in the middle, you can put through your pipe cleaner and bend it into a heart shape and just connect it here. And then I tied some yarn, and I think that's a really nice gift that you can give if you would like to share that with a granny or someone else special in your family. Let's end our pajama story time with a song. You have to stand up for this one. Tickle the stars. So reach up high and go like this with your fingers. Tickle the stars. Tickle your toes. Bend all the way down to your toes. Turn around. Tickle your nose. Reach down low again. Reach down low. Reach up high. Story time is over, so wave goodbye. Let's do it one more time. Tickle the stars. Tickle your toes. I'm tickling my toes. Are you? Turn around. Tickle your nose. Reach down low. And reach up high. Story time is over, so wave goodbye. And good night, boys and girls. Thank you for joining me for Pajama Story Time.